everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather, and as you can see today I'm in my kitchen. I'm going to make supper. I fell and I hurt my wrist tonight, so I can't do any sewing, so I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow to finish my part 2 of my cover for my sewing machine. So tonight I'm actually going to be using my Instant Pot. I got this last year around Christmas. I don't remember if it was just before Christmas or just after Christmas, so I've used it a few times. Gotta get this open. So in here I've already got an onion already chopped and sliced and in the pot. And I'm actually cooking my pork picnic roast, so the shoulder. So pork shoulder picnic roast. So many words. Mine has the bone in. It is frozen solid. So I've got it all open here, but it is frozen solid. So I'm going to show you can actually cook food frozen in your Instant Pot. I'm just going to put this in on top of the onions. Set this aside, and I got to put this on. Now to cook this, I think this will probably take about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. Lid on here. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Okay, got it on the sealing part. Got my little knob up here, up on the top of the lid. I've got it in the center, so it's, my kettle's boiling, so I'll get that in a second. So now I'm just going to set my timer. I said it takes 22 minutes for every pound, so I think that's why I said I think mine's going to take about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm going to press, I'm just going to get my kettle. Okay, now my stove is beeping at me too, so, okay. I'm just trying to get this on. I've got it locked in place. I just bumped the lid. I'm trying to get this, let's see, I want it to set. Let me just go stop because I think I hit the wrong. Okay, well I'm just going to leave it there and let it do what it's doing because it says, timer says, it just says on right now, so I'll have to wait till it's finished doing what it's going to do. But in the meantime, I was going to make 2 desserts to go with supper tonight. So I'm making my roast in the slow cooker. I'm also going to be making mashed potatoes, gravy, and some quick stuffing. But I've also got my dessert that I'm going to make. So I've got an actual box of Jell-O, and some of these Jell-Os had the recipes inside. So this is the one from the one I had made the other day. We had strawberry banana, and it has a interesting recipe in here. And so I'm going to make that, but I'm going to make it tonight with the berry blue Jell-O. So I just got to grab my bowl and the boiling water. Alright, so for this Jell-O recipe I'm making, it's called a creamy Jell-O layers. So I just need to dissolve my Jell-O in 1.5 cups of boiling water. Measure my boiling water here. I'm just going to set that aside for a second. I'm just going to get this dissolved. I like when packages of food have recipes on them to try. So I'm just going to get the Jell-O to dissolve. Now I like to use clear glass or plastic when making the Jell-O, because then I can just look through and tell if it's fully dissolved. Because if it was a colored bottom, when I put this flat on my counter and I look down, I can't tell if it's dissolved. But when I pick it up, I can see right through and I can tell that it is fully dissolved. So now I'll pour this into my bowl. And into this I'm whisking 2 cups of frozen Cool Whip. Pour this in here. And I've got my 2 cups of frozen Cool Whip. Here, this is to whisk it in. Cool Whip was just taken out of my deep freeze, so it's very frozen. I know it says to whisk in, but I had made this the other day and I found if I just push the Cool Whip kind of in a little bit just to break it up into smaller chunks, it just made it a lot easier to start to be able to whisk it. It kind of starts to smell like, I don't know what the candy is. Like the other day when I was making this for the Day Home Kids, I had made the strawberry banana one, and once I added the Cool Whip and I started mixing it, it started smelling like those strawberry and banana marshmallow treats. This has another smell, and I know that candy smell, but I can't think of the name of the candy. It's been so long since I've had some of those different candies. I'm just trying to think of what candy would be blue and marshmallow. But I definitely know that smell. I'm just going to keep mixing this in. I'm not quite sure this, I said the other day when I made it, it took about 5 minutes to get this all whisked in. So I will be back when I get it more mixed in. Alright, so I've whisked it all in. I'm just trying to figure out how to angle this without my camera falling over. So I've got the Jell-O with 1.5 cups of boiling water and 2 cups of the frozen Cool Whip. And I've got this all in here. It's all whisked and it's all, looks like it's all mixed together. Now from here it says pour into individual serving dishes. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it in this one dish, and I'm just going to put it in the fridge till set. I think it took, when I made this the other day, I think it took about 3 hours. So I will show you what this looks like when it is done, because it's really cool what it does. So you get, it separates, and it was really interesting to watch. But I will show you when it is done. I'll be back, and then we will start on dessert number 2. All right, from dessert number 2, I was at the Dollar Tree and I found 1 box of this Jell-O instant pudding. It's the white chocolate. It's the fat-free one. I don't know. Don't do much fat-free or low-fat stuff. I don't care about that. And then I've had these for my pantry for a while. They are the Ready Crust, the Keebler Ready Crust Graham Pie Crust, but they are the little tart shells. So the last time I had made a pudding pie using these, I think I needed 2 packs of these. So I've got 2 packs here in case I need 2 packs. I'm just going to have 1 for sure. Set that aside. I'm just going to set this one aside. Now to make these, you have to put these tart shells on a baking sheet just to help them keep their firmness, or so they don't like tip and stuff. So to this, if I can get this open. My puppy's behind me. I gave the empty Cool Whip container to my cat, but she took it away from them. So I'm just going to set that aside. And so now to this, I need to add 2 cups of milk. I'm going to add my 2 cups of milk first before I mess up this. So I've got my 4-cup measuring cup here. I like this, that I can use this. It's big enough that I can, with some foods, measure and use it as the bowl at the same time. Less dishes. Okay, to this now I will add in the white chocolate instant pudding and whisk it. Doesn't take long, just a couple minutes. Let's see. Just making sure, yeah. Add 2 cups of cold mixed pudding mix, medium bowl, whisk for 2 minutes. Okay. Just double checking that it was 2 cups of milk, because you know, if it's something I haven't used before, I might make a mistake. So now I've got it ready. I'm gonna pour it into the little pie shells here. Yeah, I will be able to make 12 out of this. So move these ones over. And get the other 6 out here. That's what I thought when I made the pistachio that one time. I thought I was able to make 12, but I couldn't quite remember because it's been a few months. What am I doing? Can't seem to count my rows right there. Now it's starting to thicken fast. Gotta grab the whisk and get the last little bit out to make one more. This is just how fast this instant pudding sets, as you barely get a chance to pour it into the cups. And my pork is cooking and I can smell the onion cooking. It's starting to smell really good. I know this one didn't quite have enough. That's okay. Some of these are a little bit lower. They'll just get more whipped cream, I guess, on top. But there we go. I'm just gonna put these in the fridge and let them chill too. So I've made 2 quick and easy desserts, and I'm still waiting for my Instant Pot to even start cooking. So I will be back when I am ready to make everything else for supper. All right, I'm back with my Instant Pot. It did what it was supposed to do. It's warmed up. So now I have to program for how long I want it to go. Why is it not letting me? Shoot, now it won't let me. I just bumped the wrong button. More time. Oops. Gotta set this for an hour and a half. Why is it not? Alright, so now I've got it set for 90 minutes. So I'm also right in the middle of just peeling my potatoes for my mashed potatoes. Okay, so now it's working. It had to do its all pre-set up stuff. I only used my Instant Pot, I think, 3 times before this. I've had it a year. It just kind of got shuffled in the back. I actually use my slow cooker a lot more, but I forgot to take my roast out to put it in the slow cooker, and I just realized I have an Instant Pot now, so I can cook it from frozen. So I thought, I might as well try it tonight. So I will be back as I am cooking the rest of supper. All right, so I'm back. I'm going to make some of my stuffing here. So I've got these buns that were left over from Christmas. So I left them out to harden for a day or 2, and then I throw them in the freezer. And I brought them out this morning, so now they're defrosted, but they're really hard and they make the best stuffing. I'm just going to cut these up into little cubes. I'm just going to grab my pot here. In this pot, I haven't added my water, but I've got 2 cubes of my beef OXO cubes. So I'm just going to put my crumbs, or these little cubes of bread into the pot. And then I will add my water. I've got my kettle boiled, so I'm going to add about 2 cups of boiling water to that. I like my stuffing in bigger chunks to start with because it does get, you know, I don't know, make it as big or as small as you like. That's a good size. This one I got to cut down a little more. Just kind of make the cubes about the size that you like them, knowing that they do puff up. And during this, they do kind of get a little soggy, you know, because it's kind of what you want. You want them to kind of get a little soggy. These are very dry. I'll make my stuffing with any type of bread. These were just some little dinner buns we had. I've made my stuffing with hot dog buns, hamburger buns, bagels, just any bread, even bread that I'll make. I'll make a cornbread and leave it out for about 3 or 4 days and make a really nice stuffing out of that. So making stuffing has just got endless possibilities because it's just some type of basic bread. Just don't want to cut myself doing this. So I'm just doing one bun at a time. Knowing that even if I do find that these pieces are too big, I can always cut them smaller as they get soaked with the water. But I like my stuffing bigger chunks. I do like to make stuffing out. I do make stuffing out of like croutons, which is just a really fast, easy way. I've made that a few times. So you get the croutons, and I buy the ones that are either just regular or the seasoned ones, and just add a couple bags of the croutons. And with your stock, now I don't have any stock today, that's why I'm using my oxo cubes. I'm just gonna do this, and I'll add 2 cups of boiling water to this, and I'll put it on the burner on a medium or low to start to just simmer for a while, and it will turn into a really nice flavorful dressing. So I got one more to do, and then I gotta get my potatoes done. My potatoes are cooked. I've got them partially mashed, so I will just swing around to the other side in a second. Here, maybe I'll just do this first. I know I'll just, well, I'm right here. So for my potatoes, I've got half a cup of my 35% whipping cream. So all I had left tonight was half a cup. And I've got a container with about 1/3 of a container of sour cream. I'm just gonna pour the sour cream into here with my whipping cream. Give these two a good mix, and I'm going to put these in the microwave for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds just to warm up, and add this to my mashed potatoes. So I will just move the camera around to the other side so you can see me doing the potatoes. Alright, so in this pot I've got my breadcrumbs and those oxo cubes, and I've poured in 2 cups of boiling water, and I've got it sitting on simmer high. And now this is the sour cream and whipping cream. I've warmed them up. I'm going to pour it in with my mashed potatoes to get them extra creamy. And then I will be starting on my gravy. Just gotta get all this good whipping cream and sour cream out of here. I'm just going to just good mix. Makes really creamy mashed potatoes. Sometimes I peel my potatoes, sometimes I don't. Tonight I did. Sometimes I'll whip them more than others. Sometimes I'll leave them bigger chunks with the peels on, and then you get like a nice rustic, hearty mashed potato. Or sometimes I'll whip them extra good to get a really nice, creamy mashed potato. Tonight I'm going to do kind of an in-between. So I want them whipped good, but I don't want them over whipped. I think that's probably good for tonight. My wrist is just hurting from my fall. I think that's all I think I'll be able to do for now. So I'm just going to set my potatoes aside, and I'm just going to take this here. I'm just going to grab a wooden spoon and just stir this around. You can see there's my stuffing. Starting to look good. I'm just trying to find the oxo cubes. They're still in whole chunks. I just got to get those softened up a little bit. That's giving me my flavor. If I had the stock like I usually have in my pantry, but we just had Christmas, so I'm short on a few of my pantry staples, I would make this, instead of using water, I would use my chicken or beef stock. But all I had tonight was just these oxo cubes, so I always keep oxo cubes in my pantry so I can always make a quick stuffing. I'm just going to let that continue to cook. And in this final pot here, I am going to just have to figure out how to do some overhead kind of footage. I haven't quite figured that out. I'm going to make some gravy mix. So I'm going to do a mix of these three. So these are all by French's. So this one is just the pork gravy mix. Well, this one's another pork gravy mix, and this one is a mushroom gravy mix. And each one of these, it just says you need 1 cup of water. And the saucepan, you combine your water and gravy mix, bring to a boil, continuously stirring. So I'm just going to grab my measuring cup here. So now I need 3 cups of water. I said my water is already pre-boiled, which saves me time waiting for this to reboil. When I know I'm going to be making a lot of like gravies or soups or stews, I like to pre-boil as much of the water as I can, just so it saves a few minutes. Now I just got to get scissors, because I always have trouble opening some of these packages. I'm just got to make sure I got my stove turned on here. Sometimes I forget to do that too while I'm talking. 1, 2, and third one. Now these gravy mix, I get them from Dollar Tree, or not Dollar Tree, I mean Dollarama. 2 for $1.25. So it's a really good deal on gravy. All I do is just pour the water, and I'm just going to whisk it until it comes to a boil, and then just let it simmer on low for a minute, and the gravy will be done. So I'm making my gravy, and I've got my stuffing here. Stirring up my stuffing. It's a little mushy. I'm going to have to add some more bread. So I've got more bread, so I'll have to add more bread. I think I put in too much water, because I usually make a big pot of this. So I'm going to have to slice some more bread in a minute. That's what so right now it just looks like almost like oatmeal, so I just poured too much water in. I wasn't thinking about how much I make, because I know how much breadcrumbs I always pour in this pot, and I know how high the breadcrumbs are to 2 cups of water. So obviously I didn't have 1 cup of water would have been perfect, but I'm so used to making it for larger amounts. So I'm just going to keep making my gravy. So I've got just a few minutes left on my Instant Pot. So I will be back when I've got everything ready. So I'm going to add some more bread to my stuffing. I'm going to continue cooking my gravy. I've got, I think it says 30, I'm trying to read my Instant Pot from across the room. I don't have my glasses on. 38 minutes left. So I will be back when everything is cooked and ready to eat. Alright, so the one thing I forgot to do, which I did add, was my spices. So I've got my little mortar and pestle here. So I added rosemary, tarragon, poultry seasoning, marjoram, basil, coriander, and chives. I used up whatever chives I had in there, and I just ground them all up, and I put them in both my stuffing and my gravy, which I'll show you now because I'm going to make a little more for my gravy. It's very easy. Just add some of my spices in here. I always do my spices and then I forgot to show me doing that. So I'm just going to quickly mix this up so I can add this to my gravy. Oops, this one here. Just grind it up into a nice fine powder. I've got my gravy here, and I'll just sprinkle some in, and I'll just whisk that around in a minute, but I don't have my whisk in front of me, so I forgot to show that, but that's how I do my seasoning, my spices. Okay, but my timer on here is finally gone off the Instant Pot. So it is ready to see if it's cooked. So now I just have to move that over to the venting. And it's not doing what it normally does. So I'm just going to grab a wooden spoon. I just don't want to get hurt. Just, maybe it already did vent. It should. Hey, it must have already vented while when I wasn't even over here waiting for it to. So now I just gotta open this. Open very carefully. I'm just gonna see if the pork is cooked. I'm gonna say that it smells good, but my onions kind of burned to the bottom here. I don't know what happened. I can't lift this up. I will be right back when I lift this up. Alright, so I've got it out, and I just plugged in my meat thermometer. I just want to make sure it's at the right temperature. And I had a knife right behind me. New knife. Just grab this and just cut open and make sure it looks cooked. I'm gonna say no. To me, it's still a little. It's not quite cooked, so still got some red in there. So I'm going to put it back into the slow cooker. Again, I said I'm making this from frozen, so it still needs a little bit longer. I wasn't quite sure. I've never actually cooked a frozen meat in here. It said you can, but given the temperature is only going up to just went to 160, but it was having a it was taking a while to get up that far. I'm just going to put it back in here. Now I can see the juices all over here. I knew it wouldn't be quite ready. So I'm just going to put it back in here. Is that locked? I'm just going to make sure I'm turning it the right way. It's locked. Put this back to venting. And I'm just going to turn this back on. I'm just going to put it on manual. Actually, I'm going to just cancel. I'm just going to turn to meat stew. Let's see. Another 35 minutes. Where's the start? Okay, just gonna leave it another 35 minutes. But in the meantime, I have got my mashed potatoes. I'll just swing this around the other way because I just don't want to cross-contaminate anything. All right, I just didn't want to cross-contaminate anything with the raw meat over there, but there is my stuffing. So you can see how good it looks. It's got all the spices in there, and I added more, probably another half a loaf of bread. So I got a good size amount. I've got good size chunks. I like bigger pieces. And I said, here is my mashed potatoes. Grab another spoon here so you can see my nice mashed potatoes that I made, and of course my gravy, which I just have to whisk in those spices I just finished adding. But there is my nice bit of gravy. Okay, and as promised, I will grab the desserts. I'm just going to clean the counter up from the meat, and I'll bring out the desserts and I'll show you what those look like. So here are the white chocolate pudding little tartlets. These ones, and I got these ones here that didn't quite fill all the way. So I've got some of my coconut whipped topping. It's made with the real coconut cream, so it's non-dairy and gluten-free. So these ones that are less than, about half full, I'm gonna just top with a bit of this if I can get it to out. Like that. And these ones I'm going to top with a little. Like that. So there are the 12 chocolate desserts. Well, it's not just chocolate, it's white chocolate in a graham wafer little crust. So everybody gets their own little treat. And then there is this Jello one, which I don't know if you can see, but there is you can see, like, if I made these in individual little cups, it would actually get to see the layers. So you get this one layer that's kind of this milky, cloudy color, and then another color that's actually the dark blue Jello. I'm just going to grab a spoon. Let's see if I can reach one. Shoot. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, got a spoon here. I'm just going to take a little scoop of this out. I don't know if it's quite set yet, but I go like this. So you get this color, and then when I flip it over, you get the actual, like, a Jello. So you actually get this really cool, like, this actually looks like a cloud. It looks really cool the way it separates. It's just too bad that the camera just is not showing it as good. Probably if I made it in little individual cups, then you'd be able to really see it. So I'm gonna do that next time I make this. I'm gonna make these in little champagne type cups or something like that, little dessert cups. So when it separates, you can totally see the difference in the two colors. I'm just wondering if you can see, like, here's like the darker blue, and then here's this like a lighter color. I really hope people can actually see the definition of the two colors. I can see it. Okay, just gonna say I'm making my supper. I put the roast back in the Instant Pot for another 30 minutes. It's already been 2 hours. I've never cooked frozen meat in my slow cooker or my Instant Pot. I wasn't sure if I could. I found on Pinterest and stuff, other recipes and stuff on YouTube, and they said, yeah, you can cook from frozen. It's 22 minutes a pound. I figured probably, oh, 1 second. Sorry, just people walking their dog across the street, so I let my dog out. But no, so for the Instant Pot, they said about 22 minutes a pound. So I had said probably an hour and a half to an hour and 45. It's been 2 hours. It's still quite pink, but so I've added a little bit of water into the bottom. I've kind of scraped up some of the burnt stuff that was down there. The onions kind of burned to the side. I don't know, I added the onions that soon. I'm so used to using my slow cooker. Instant Pot just cooks so much faster. I said I've got it last year around Christmas time. I've only used it 3 times since then till now. This will be the 4th time I've used my Instant Pot. I kind of forgot I had it. It kind of got put in the back of the cupboard, kind of behind my new KitchenAid mixer, and it also or was in the other cupboard behind my slow cookers, which I love my slow cookers. So I've got my 2 slow cookers. I've got the big one, and then I've got my mini one that's got the 3-in-1, which is really nice for like serving side dishes. I love to use it at Christmas for making my hot chocolates. Yeah, so this is my Instant Pot. So I will show you, or I'll come back in probably about half an hour or so to show you what the meat should look like. So I'll be back when the meat is cooked, and I'll let you know exactly how long it took. Alright, so here is my pork done in the Instant Pot from frozen. It took almost 3 hours, but it's all done good. Flip it over so you can see the other side. It's just falling off the bone. So it is cooked good. I don't know if I would ever cook meat frozen in here again. I don't like cooking meat that's frozen, but I wanted to try it. So tonight for supper we're having the pork, gravy, mashed potatoes, stuffing, and the 2 desserts. I hope everybody likes this quick dinner I was making, because it wasn't that quick. It took 3 hours for the meat to cook. Be about what it takes to cook in the oven, because I thought with the Instant Pot it's supposed to cook in less time, but that's okay. I don't like cooking meat from frozen. I like to at least be mostly defrosted before I cook it, so I don't think I'll ever do this again. It's my 4th time of using my Instant Pot this year, so I'm still learning how to do it. I know it has a cake function on there, and I did finally find a little mini pan that fits in here, so I'm going to make a cheesecake coming up soon. So I just wanted to again say thank you everybody who's watching and subscribing to my channel, and my second channel is called Beauty on a Budget, so please try to find that one and subscribe to that one, and I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.